Hi there and welcome to my studio. I am doing the first video in my crafting tour series. This is going to be an opportunity for me to explore with you different inking ideas and techniques. There's going to be some organizational videos. Oh my goodness, paper, cutting, scoring, all those types of things. And if there is more things that you would like to know about stamping, inking, cardstock, any products that Stampin' Up! Have, I would love to be able to share those techniques and ideas with you. So please use the comments below and let me know really what you want to learn. So you can see here in front of you we have the Stamparatus. Now Stamparatus is a must-have crafting tool that will easily have you looking like a pro. It uses both the photopolymer, which is the clear stamps, as well as the cling stamps, which is the rubber. And they do create a very clear, clean, and perfectly aligned stamping images. Every stamp, every time. So for someone who might have a hand that's not as steady as they once were, or there's just a little bit of concern of making sure they're not getting the ink to the paper in a good way, you know what, this is a great opportunity for you to use this tool. So let's get started. All right, so the tool itself, when it's purchased, you're actually getting the plate itself, which is a platform here, okay? And then you're also getting, you can see here, you're also getting one I only have right now, but you do get two, which are two hinged plates, and they can be used on both sides, okay, of this particular piece, all right? And then you also get two of these magnetic. Now I'm going to show you, we store them. It's designed so that they're stored separately. You do not ever want to have both together because they are very, very strong. And unfortunately, if they do click together, one could possibly break. So that's why they put them separately. Now you can get a little bit of tape to put that on to make it easier. You can see how well they stick. All right, so, and that is just because this base is magnetic, so it does make sure that your paper that you're working with when you're stamping is at a is secure. It's not going to move, okay? And that will help also create that perfect clean imagery. All right, so it also an opportunity as far as an accessory to the Stamparatus is some grid paper, both in metric and in imperial, okay? And so that's used to, you know, protect your actual base of your platform. And what does come as well with the actual Stamparatus is this foam pad. You're going to be using that primarily when you are using your photopolymer stamps, which is your clear stamps, okay? And let's see, I am going to be using the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set, and we're going to be creating a mirror image today, okay? And I don't know if you can see that, if I'm able to see that. There's a bit of a glare on the screen, but this is a great little set, and with the image that I'm going to show you, it's cute, it's fun, and you can really use the mirror image with any type of image that is a more like a silhouette image, okay? And I'll give you an idea here, one that may not be when you're looking at a solid print. And let's see here. So if we were, say, using the strawberry, say we're using the sweet strawberry, that is a very solid image, whereas this one here is in like a silhouette or an outlined image, okay? So that would be like a different, okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is grab this piece of cardstock that I've cut just for the sake of the video. You wouldn't necessarily want to see me cut the paper. So I'm going to just make sure that this stays in alignment and it's straight. Now you can see here, I'm using this little guy here. And what I'm going to do is put this image down onto the cardstock. And you can see here I've got the card stock, and this is probably, we're going to say this would be the middle of this line here would be the middle. So I'm just going to place this down on here. And I want to see that I'm going to get this little guy to hold hands with the mirror image. Okay, so I'm just going to put that down like that. And what I'm going to do is, because this is a cling, I'm just going to press down a little bit here. And there might be some ink on it, and there is. So you can see here, because I've already inked that because I was doing the other card. So you know how it's just not quite clear, the image? So now, because I wasn't really necessarily steady, or I just didn't, get enough ink on the stamp, now I can just re-ink it. And you can see now, I don't know if you could see that in the camera, but what I did was I just re-inked that. And then what I'm going to do is just bring that down. The magnet's keeping that cardstock in place. I'm just going to add a little bit of pressure. And there we go. We've got a really cute image. All right, so now here is the technique that I'm going to show you now. Okay, so what you're also going to want to have is a silicone mat, and this will actually, this mat is actually a really great tool to have in your craft space, because you can use any type of an adhesive, fine tip, Stampin Seal Plus, white Tombow glue, I believe. Really any type of adhesive, and it won't stick. So this is always a nice little thing to have on your tabletop, because when you are working with any types of adhesives, that sticky, that tackiness isn't actually going to go back on your project. So you can always put a little bit of glue on here, and it just comes off, and it won't stick to your project, and it won't be on your tabletop. Okay, so but this is where the technique of the mirror imaging comes in. So we know that let's see if we can see that yet. So we know that piece of cardstock is not going to go and move. So I'm going to grab the actual Memento ink again. And the reason why I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black is because I am going to be coloring the actual little chicks and hens. And I'm going to be using the Stampin' Blends, which is an alcohol-based marker. And it just allows you to the Memento allows you to get the ink without it smudging. All right, so what I'm going to do is just press down, and I'm going to grab a clear block, and I'm just going to give a little bit of a press down on that with another clear block. If you have your other plate for your Stamparatus, you can use that as well. And the ink will transfer onto that silicone mat, okay? So what I'm going to do is now lift that up. Now you can see the image of that hen. Now I'm going to turn this over and turn it back again just to bring it back in. Now I'm going to flip that over, all right? And now I'm going to put it down on an angle. And what I'm going to do, because I want to see, I want those hands, little hands, hen hands to actually connect. So I'm just going to press that down. And then what I'm going to do is grab that clear block again. And what I'm going to do is move that magnet slightly. And then I'm going to grab that plate. Let me go here. All right, let's try this. There's been a couple different ways that people have done the mirror image, and I've found after a few times of me trying some different techniques, this one seemed to work best for me. And let's just see if it does actually work again this time. So there we go. Awesome. Okay, so now, because now you've got them both kind of together, right? So I'm just going to remove that Stamparatus just to get that out of the way, and then we can really assemble our card. So what I'm going to do is grab the Calypso Coral ink, and that will complement the actual card base, which is, that is what it is, the Calypso Coral. All right. And again, I'm going to take from the Hey Birthday Check this little like confetti and streamer stamped image. And I'm going to grab this guy here, which is, I believe, the Flirty Flamingo. And there we go. And I'm just going to kind of go around and do some simple stamping. And coming off the actual page, and I've put this Post-it note there just because I want to go over the page, and I may not want to mark up the actual tabletop that I'm working on. Now, this is watercolor inks, so it does wash off very nicely, and it dries very quickly as well. So you can see here, I'm just taking the image and I'm just kind of walking it around the actual card corners. Okay, I think that should be good for now. All right, and then we've got a couple pieces of white cardstock, and of course I've got ink on my finger, but I'm going to show you something. We're not going to worry about that. So I'm going to flip that over, and now what I'm going to do, and just because we don't want to have any more ink anywhere else, all right, I'm just going to close that up. All right, I'm going to grab my Stampin Seal, and what I'm going to do is, let me see, I think I may put this inside. Actually, we can do this here because I've marked up that that layer. But guess what? I am going to be layering both cardstocks on top of each other. So that just gives a nice little framed border of the white. All right, so before we affix the white cardstock here with the chicks on there, I'm just going to grab some of my, excuse me, the Stampin' Blends. And let's see. Okay, so we've got to have, let's see, the beak. We can do the beak with the dark Mambo, Melon Mambo. And the nice thing about these alcohol markers is they have a broad tip and then also a fine tip. And let's see, we're gonna use this here, which is the Dark Poppy Parade. Everything complements all the colors with a light and a dark when you're doing the shading. Now, you may have noticed as well that this particular chick, when I had did the mirror image, it's not as dark in the lining. But guess what? I could have easily just gone over that and re-inked it again, just to get a stronger image with the black. All right, so I'm just gonna come around here, and we're gonna do some blending. There we go. Actually can go very quickly. Let's grab some of these guys here. I've got the light and the, I believe this is the light gray granite, as well as the light crumb cake. Okay. Okay. Okay, now we need to have, I guess that should be done in the Poppy Parade too, is their little, oh my goodness, if somebody wants to let me know. I remember someone had told me what that is called, that little dangly thing there that hangs underneath, but yeah, there we go. All right, so there you've got that technique with the markers too. I've used an array of some marker colors, and I've been able to do some shading in there too. So I want to pop this up with some dimensionals. I'm going to flip that over, and we're going to fix that to the card. And just a quick, simple card that really doesn't take long to put together. And it's nice, I think whoever ends up with this card will be really happy to receive it. What I've done as well, just to make things a little bit easier for viewing and for the length of time that we can spend together, is what I've done as well is I've taken the Many Happenings, which is the second stamp set, and it's a cling as well. It's an all-in-one stamp that's in the new annual catalog, but it does support the die, the message dies, and it's an all-in-one. And I'm going to show you the die, and I've done a video of the many messages with this die set, and it does support the large cut and emboss machine. So that was the original Many Messages, and Stampin' Up! Came out with a second stamp, an image to support this die as well. So it's very nice because they all align with each other when you're stamping them. Now I'm going to give you an idea. I've stamped them using the Stamparatus, and then I cut them out. So here you go. You're able to get all the different stamped images all in one, and they cut everything out just once, one shot through the machine. All right, and so if you wanted to use your water-based markers, you can do individual messages in specific colors. You can see here, you can use only just the water-based markers, or you could use the memento as well, okay? All right, so because I've already cut those out, I thought what I would do is use the one that says, "Thank you for being my friend." Okay, and I'm just gonna grab some of the dimensionals here. I'm gonna use the mini dimensionals. On the actual white cardstock, I used the large dimensionals, but I'm just going to grab some of these minis because it is a smaller project. If you don't have the minis, you can cut the large dimensionals and to fit to size. Or if you don't want to have them stand up and pop up a little bit on your project, you can just use your snail, not your snail, it used to be called the snail runner, but it's now the Stampin Seal. So I'm just going to turn this around, and then we're going to pop that up like that. Okay, and I think we need a little bit of bling bling. What's a card without bling bling? Let's see what we have here. All right, let's go with some black dots. All right, and grab my Stampin', my excuse me, my take a pick tool. All righty. Again, you can use ribbons if you want on your project. Again, it's really up to you. And let's go and put another one right. Let's put one right there. All right, well, there you go. You can do a stamped image on the inside. If you want to just leave it blank, that's fine too. And it becomes your card, your creation. And then you can choose who you're going to give that to. I think, again, whoever receives that. So the other card that I made, their hands weren't necessarily touching, but they were dancing and pretty happy with each other and the company they keep. And of course, this of course says friends forever. So thank you very much. Please join me again in my crafting studio while I'm doing my crafting tour series. All right, thank you so much again. Have a great day wherever you are, and take care. Bye for now.